right, we're live. There's my co-host Trev. We're live to the people. Wait for some people to jump in here.
There we go.
And I'll work on this. Been a little bit of a chaotic day. Guys have been fishing hard, catching a lot of fish. I think I may backpedal a little bit, but I think this is the most fish we've had submit in an event, and we only had 4 teams this time. So there's a lot of submissions.
Yeah, that was a lot of fish this time. I felt like every time I looked at my phone, we're submitting another one.
Yeah, there's something new coming in, and using a new system is a little bit of a change. But in summary, the app itself, love it. Love the functionality. eTournament built a great product, and they worked really hard actually to accommodate what we were trying to do here. We had to take some variation with using that other category, and you and I had to name everything as it goes in. So that just adds a little bit to the complexity of creating a scoreboard. So, but yeah, I'll let you take over here, Trav. I'm gonna finish this scoreboard up here.
You got it. So the eTournament app was cool. So just to explain to everybody, there was people would show a fish, they'd show the measurement on it, then you could click over and see the video of them releasing or talking about it and stuff. So the functionality was really easy to use. But yeah, all the teams kicked some butt, that's for sure. The amount of fish coming in this time was kind of incredible, and you could tell the teams were traveling. They were hitting a lot of different spots around the state, so they wanted it. They wanted that trophy, didn't they, Tony?
They wanted it hard. I mean, I think I'll just say Dan and Cody were on a tear for a while there. I couldn't believe how many fish they were putting in.
Yeah, they look like they're having a blast doing it too. That's for sure.
100%. Can't imagine doing that with your dad in a series like this. It'd be pretty special.
They put it all together. I think it was the first sturgeon. Pretty sure.
Yep.
Cody's first sturgeon, so that's pretty cool getting a tournament. Team Mud Puddle, they got their first, or I shouldn't say their first muskie, but they got a muskie during this tournament, which is a great time to get a muskie if you ask me.
Right. I'd love to get a muskie on purpose at this point. So
I know. I would agree. We had big mouth buffalo in this tournament, flathead, channel cat. What else was there? Short nose gar. Yeah. That was really cool. Moon eye, gold eye. You don't normally see both of those during a tournament. And the rain the rain was in and out and stuff, but at least the strong storms kind of held back for the most part. I thought it was going to be worse than that.
Yeah, I mean, where we were, it wasn't bad at all. Got some actually much needed rain after some dad friends of mine, and you're doing the old standing out looking at the rain. Oh, we needed this, So, we definitely did.
Yeah, absolutely. The grass won't be as spiky this time.
Yeah, exactly. We can walk on it.
Well, I'm kind of curious what kind of strategies kind of came into play in this tournament. There's a lot to think about. The leaderboard kind of hops around this fun stuff, and we had technical difficulties this time around, but I mean it's a new program, it's bugs, and it's not eTournament's fault by any means. It's just kind of adapting to a different system. So they did a good job. You could tell teams were going far way to catch some of these. Like we had Splake in there. We had the brown trout just got registered towards the end there too.
Yep, they actually put 2 of them in back to back and beat themselves. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's fun. So this time of year it's kind of it's kind of a transition zone, I guess, because you got post spawn, and different parts of the state are going to obviously be a little bit different, but you got the post spawn going on, which, you're finding fish along the weed lines. They're not really out too much in the basins, I wouldn't say, but you will find them on the basins this time of year. But it's a lot of searching, so these guys really definitely did their homework to get to put in pretty good boxes this time around.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
So let's take a time. We'll mention our sponsors, Sunrise Sawmill or
Sunrise Millwork.
Millwork,
Yep.
So they're a new sponsor this year. Thank you for sponsoring us. It's really cool.
Yep, we're going to put together a custom trophy for the winners for the Anglers List this year.
Yeah, that's super cool. 903 Baits, a guy, he's based out of Texas. He makes really good baits. A lot of variety in them too.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got he does a lot of bass. I know that. Reached out to him. I think it was last year. Was talking for a while. Super nice guy. His name Darren. Do you remember?
That sounds about right. I think Zach has a pretty tight relationship with him. But yeah, I think Darren sounds right.
Yeah, super cool guy. And then Funk's Jigs. They're based out of Iowa. They make very high quality jigs, high quality tungstens. It'd be a great one to look at for before ice fishing begins too.
Yeah, definitely. I think you were saying like the way they paint those jigs is something else. It's a lot of custom colors and just very durable.
Yeah, very, very durable. And it looks like one heck of a glow coming off of that too. So
yeah.
Pretty cool. And then last sponsor is TP Tackle. So it's mine and Dave Edberg's company. We do everything from crappie, bass, panfish, or crappie, bass, walleye, and northern stuff. So look us up. We're in Capras, Frankie's, Betos, Sand Dunes, and Fish Lake Bait. So
hands down, one of my go-to plastics this winter was a TP Tackle Nymph in the Galaxy color. I don't know what it is about that, but
I love it.
Caught some of my biggest crappies, even bluegills. That thing was on fire. So I would highly suggest getting some nymphs in your box.
Okay, you took second place on Pokemon this year, didn't you?
Yep, second. That was the first event of the year, and we were chasing roaming schools of big crappies instead of trying to target these massive schools of 500 crappies. We'd pick off. Well, during the tournament, we couldn't use live scope, so we had kind of pinpointed this area where they were roaming, and we just drilled a grid and chased them down. And I don't think I took that nymph off all day. It was nice. It was on fire.
Cool. Yeah. The record right now is 83 fish at one plastic. So
without changing.
Yeah, we're hoping to beat that this year. So
yeah, I went a little overboard on my first purchase and got as many as I thought I'd need, and I still have plenty left because they are durable. They don't tear, and you've made a good product there, Trav.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, I fish with it too, so it might as well make it last.
Yeah.
So, well, cool. How long you think we got on the leaderboard?
A little bit here. I'm just working my way down the list, making sure I didn't miss any. We actually had quite a few adds to the list here in that last half of the day, and I think the last time I updated this was around, I don't know, maybe 11 o'clock this morning. So there's a few here left. I'm getting towards the bottom. The biggest fish of the day was that bigmouth buffalo, and I don't know if you want to hop over to Messenger there and pop that photo up, but that thing, I mean, they got that point. But that thing
was a massive fish. So you already upload that bad boy?
The photo, if you go over to the messenger there where we were all communicating with the guys, Dion posted that picture in there.
Okay.
Let's see. Bear with us, folks. We got new system, new same scoreboard, so we're trying to adapt here, and we'll get you a final score here pretty quick. Hang on tight. We're working on it, and definitely try to get you some looks at some of these fish too. I mean, there's a lot of content to go through here, and I do have intentions to put together a little montage, being that we didn't really show off many of the fish. We didn't really show much of the check-ins either. So there's some good video content because they were checking everything in through the eTournament app. And when you set that as a parameter in the app, every fish requires you to have a video. So we got some cool release videos. I think you had mentioned one early in the day, Travis, that was it Dion that made a cool release on a walleye into the live well.
Yeah, Zach. He faked us out there. He was going to let it go and threw it right in the live well, kind of where it should be, a 16-inch walleye or 15.75.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Yeah, you can definitely tell the post spawns going on with how much they're catching.
Yeah,
super cool.
They thin out, but they're still healthy looking fish.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not able to find that picture, but yeah, we'll get some going there.
We'll get there. I think I'm just about here. I'm just picking out our point fish for each of these species, and while I'm going through here, maybe I can give you a little bit of a look at. I'm not going to give you a look here because there's too much going on, but we had a lot of species here. So it looks like we're total species on the weekend. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 26 separate species. That's what it looks like. And no, I mean, there's not really any real dink fish that I can pick out here for any of these fish. So
you figure 49 on the list, and they got 26 of them. That's just with 4 teams. That's covering the board.
Yeah, and adding that bigmouth buffalo, I think we've never had a bigmouth buffalo. I think we had a smallmouth buffalo last year, maybe, or maybe it was the year before. Total scoreable fish for let me just confirm this. Sorry, total submitted fish over 26 species. We had 75 total scoreable fish. But 26 total points on the board across 4 teams. So I'm about to find out here who is our winner, and it is they kind of ran away with it here. So give me a couple seconds and I'll snip this out so we can give everybody a look. Because I think we just jump right into it. And then I sent all the guys the StreamYard link. Guys, if you're tuned in, feel free to click on the link, join in. We'll see you here, pop into the studio. We'd love to hear from any of you guys that are fishing today. So I see Dion, you're in the comments there. Feel free to click the link there I sent to the messenger group. Here.
I want to know how much bug spray these guys went through today.
Dude,
the last couple of days.
I heard something early in the year, like this year is going to be like the worst year in history for mosquitoes, which in my book, every year is the worst year for mosquitoes. It's just awful.
Yeah.
But it has been pretty bad this year.
Yeah.
All right, let's just verify. All right, we got everything in. I'm going to snip this scoreboard and we're going to get that popped up here right here for you guys. Very clear winner. and they weren't out ahead. I don't think anyone was really out ahead all day that I could tell.
Yeah.
There is that. Actually, all right. I think we got 11 people in here tuned in. We got a couple over on YouTube. Thanks for checking that out over on Minnesota Made Outdoors YouTube channel. Appreciate Minnesota Made for allowing us to use that channel every year here to do this tournament.
Absolutely.
We got 9 of you over there on the anglers list. Let's take a look. We've got so Matt, hoping to see some extra content for the second event. Missed seeing updates and check-ins. I totally agree with you, Matt. We kind of had it was a rough weekend, man. We had a lot of stuff going on between Travis and I, and we tried our best to get up here, but things happen. So we apologize, but I think they still put together a pretty good tournament. We're gonna hear from some. Look, looks like we got Dan in the comments here. We probably should get this announcement out of the way. Who was our winner? Alyssa Rasmussen. We miss seeing all the fish submissions, check-ins along the way. Yep, definitely. We're gonna work on that for the next event. So, all right. I'm not gonna make you guys wait any longer. I'm just gonna go ahead, get this in here. That one. All right, and our winners. Are we ready? Drum roll. No, we're not gonna do any of that. We're ready. So we will pop this screen up here. Winners for the Anglers List 2023 event number 1 is Team Mud Puddle with 11 total fish. 11 points on the board. We had in second place the Googans with 6 fish, Good and Son with 5, and Tenny Pounder coming in with 4. I'm hoping that I didn't double up, but I think everything should be good. No double points in there. So good work to everybody. Congratulations to Mud Puddle for the win here in event number 1. Apologize again for the lack of updates, but a lot of stuff going on. New format for the submissions that we definitely know where our bugs are now. So
yeah.
I kind of was not expecting that. I kind of thought off the jump, Dan and Cody were putting on a show. I mean, they were catching species after species.
They were
started off.
Yeah.
So
we got Dan from Tenny Pounder down here.
Yeah, should we chat with Dan? Dan, you ready to give me a thumbs up whenever you're ready to chat for the day? Dan, can you hear us? Should we just add him in?
Yep.
Dan, how's it going?
Good. Can you hear me?
And we can hear you loud and clear. I see you made it back. You're back to headquarters now, huh?
Yeah. So, yeah, I heard. Did you guys get our check-in videos? Someone was saying you didn't.
Yes, we got all the videos. Just with time and how we had to pull those this year, it just didn't work out to get them all up for everybody to see. But
gotcha.
I have them all. My intent is to actually kind of compile them all into one video and put them up on the Facebook page for everybody to see. And then with all of your guys' release videos too, I'm gonna throw those together into something. There's some pretty cool releases that you guys had out there. So
nice.
How was the? Yeah.
Well, we unfortunately Kevin had some family sickness going on, so we he was he fished the event with me, but it was pretty tenuous whether he was going to be able to fish or not. His wife was really sick, and his parents kind of dropped what they had planned for the weekend to watch his kids. So we were also we hung pretty close to home base because he needed to assist with the family. They were so we he fished with me until mid-morning this morning, and then I kind of tried to do a solo thing the rest of the day. So
we chased down some browns at the end of the day there.
Yeah. Yeah, it took about 10 minutes to catch one, and that's the rest of the day was spent catching fish that were shorter than everyone else's.
Yeah. Yeah, you caught that. Was it an 8-inch brown you submit, and then not long after that you put the 10 3/4 up and beat.
Well, yeah, I was just trying to catch one, so I caught the 8 and I was gonna leave, but then I tried fishing for suckers, and we caught sauger in that area in the past, so I tried for some sauger too. Didn't get anything there, but more trout when I was trying for the other species. So short rainbow I caught too, but obviously didn't submit that. We, as a team, I think we got 15 species, which kind of our strategy coming into the event was with a smaller pool, we were just going to try to spam the board with fish and not necessarily think about quality, but obviously the other teams crushed it, and that strategy didn't work at all.
Yeah,
we didn't.
That's bold. I would take the same route, except for when you got Mud Puddle out there just putting tanks of everything up.
Yeah. Yeah, and we didn't catch any giants for anything. We had the perch was decent, the northern wasn't bad, stuff like that. But probably our coolest point was right off the bat Saturday morning. We saw some fish feeding on the surface. Didn't know what they were. They're pretty skittish to an artificial lure. And Kevin busts out the fly rod and lands a fly right in the middle of them. They took it, and that was our moon eye.
Oh,
so
cool.
That was pretty cool that something like that worked. Something like that you talk about, but you have no idea if it works or not. So
that should be bonus cool points right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we need cameras in the boat so you can actually see something like that happen.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
We need about 14 more people to help us do that. So hey, we got Mud Puddle in the waiting room here. Should we add them in? Just get the whole crew in here, huh?
Sure.
Absolutely. Hey guys.
Hey, there's the champions themselves, eh?
Well, thank you.
How does it feel?
It feels good. We did notice though the scoreboard is not accurate.
What do we got? What are we missing?
So the splake and brook trout were Googans, and they're listed on us. So there's a little mix up there.
All right. I can make that change right now.
So how long was the fight on the Big Mouth Buffalo, Deon?
It was.
We got a story.
Yeah, so probably only about 5 minutes. In 2.5, 3 of those minutes, Zach was about up to his chest in water because he fell into the river and missed the net job or two. Tripped on some rocks. We finally got her in now.
We got to bring the musky net next time. The net was too small.
Yeah, that was a big fish.
That was something this spring. Zach and I had tried for the first time going and targeting them, and then I went actually on walleye opener. I went buffalo fishing, and then kind of just used what we learned there and jigging a plastic, just smoked it. It was awesome.
That's cool. Super cool. Yep, pack the musky net next time.
For sure, yeah. No, that the first attempt was rough. It's when I went in. The second attempt had it in the net, but just couldn't get the whole thing in the net. And then the third one, I was just all in. Like, I'm in the water. I'm going for it.
Yeah, threw his phone in the rocks. Said, I'm getting wet.
Keys, wallet in the pocket, just waiting around.
Dedication. I like it. So this tournament, kind of what do you guys notice work for you? What didn't come to fruition for you?
Well, I guess for starters, we did a little bit of pre-fishing, or wanted to do some pre-fishing. We planned on starting out with brown trout, and a portage led to another portage that with the gear that we had just wasn't doable. So we had to wing it from basically the first point of the tournament a little bit. and the plan just worked. I mean, today we wasted a bunch of time in the middle of the day. We largemouth fished, and then we put on a lot of miles to go try to get a gar. So I guess that was the only real downtime. Otherwise, everything kind of came together pretty good.
That's cool. Yeah, it sure seemed like it came together. You guys were putting up fish pretty consistently. Well, that gar, that was that'd have been kind of a nice shocker. Did you know it was a gar when you had it on, or?
That's we were targeting them, and as soon as it hit, it popped up, by the surface, relatively shallow water, and I saw it. So there's a little freak out there, like we got to get this thing in. But yeah, that was fun.
That was what you were there for.
Yeah, exactly. We had a few pretty cool moments. Zach got a carp on a fly. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It's fun. That's cool.
That not the one that took our point, but it was a solid 15-incher.
Yeah,
it was fun though.
And that was in the same area as the buffalo. I mean, we could see 50 buffalo and just could not get them to eat. And went through every bait we had. He caught that carp on the fly, and then we just moved. Found a location where they were actually feeding instead of just kind of milling around. And then it was game on. We started pounding them.
Yeah, we were pounding a lot of fish out there. There's heavy feeding in that area.
Super cool. That's awesome. Were you guys able to dodge the weather for the most part this tournament?
Moderately, yeah.
We got wet.
Yeah.
No lightning. We didn't have to sit anything out because of a storm. I mean, we hid under a tree today for a little bit, but
still we're fishing though.
Yeah.
Sure. Perfect.
So not bad. It was much better than I thought. I thought it was cold front and thunderstorms all weekend. It was going to make a mess of things, but it didn't affect us nearly as much as I thought it would. No.
I think that's it.
Good.
That's awesome.
All right. I've got an update on the scoreboard, folks. You were correct. Those were manual entries that I hadn't made here as I was updating.
No,
so,
I'm in waiting room for the.
You're live now.
Oh,
you're here. You're in.
Welcome
But
to the show.
so anyways, that made it a little bit tighter for us there. But you guys, Mud Puddle is still our champions with 9 total fish. Googans with 8, and Good and Son with 5, and Tenny Pounder with 4. So it made it interesting there. Appreciate the heads up on the miss. Those were manual ones that never ended up going through the app. They texted them to me, and I was a lot of confusion going on during that period of time. So
Did you guys
thanks
catch
for keeping us honest. What's that?
Did you catch our green sunfish?
Yes.
I did sit on there.
Was that a?
We submitted the green sunfish, and then like 10 minutes later, the pumpkin seed. We caught a bunch of other ones that were not the pumpkin green hybrid, but that one definitely had the big mouth, white tips on the tails, 7.5 inch. Not that it makes any difference on the score, but we were excited to catch them.
I got 2 pumpkin seeds.
Yeah.
But one of those was there's a 7.5 inch pumpkin seed and a 7.5 inch pumpkin seed.
Yeah,
one of those was a
one
green.
that's got a giant mouth, white tip on the tail, and no orange on. Yeah.
Let's see. Trying to think of what time. Okay, I see both of them back to back here. That's
I know it's definitely a hybrid, but wasn't sure you were going to classify that as. We had a bunch of beans that we didn't turn in because they were a little smaller than that. But
so I actually identified that when I went for a pumpkin seed on that one just because it wasn't that football shape that you get on the greens. I know it's definitely a hybrid, but I thought it looked more like a pumpkin seed, so I went with that.
I guess it doesn't make any difference on who was in what place or whatnot. I was just curious on it.
Yeah, you and your dad had a good time. You guys were smoking.
Oh, we lost so many fish. We were 25 feet up on this one bridge, and we caught a carp. And we were pulling it up and trying to reach the net down to eventually scoop it. Broke the line just before we got it in the net.
Oh man!
It was, I think, 30-pound test, and it just popped. It was a big carp too.
Man.
Cody, you should have borrowed your brother's drop net.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. We're gonna go and try and get some bluegill on this one spot I've got, and then we had to avoid some weather, so we went and hung out at a dam for a while.
So you guys got caught in a storm of some sort.
We just tried to avoid it. We saw it on the radar, but like, let's go somewhere else.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, we had kind of the same idea that Dan did, and we ended up having 15 species, something like that we turned in. Obviously, like our crappie and pike and bass, like we turned in after the other ones had been sent in, but they're still fun to catch.
Oh, absolutely.
Here, I've got a pretty cool release video that we can all watch here. Let me just pop this up real quick. Might take a minute to upload. Yeah, we got that video that you sent, Dion, straight from Messenger. Definitely still lively as you let that thing go too. I mean, for how long did you say you fought that?
It was probably 5 minutes.
Oh, so it wasn't terrible. Yeah, so he still had a lot of spunk.
Yeah, we were using some pretty heavy equipment where I was.
Nice.
Hey,
Awesome.
Dion, how come you didn't jump in the lake after it?
I was too busy catching it.
Sounds like Zach went out. Sounds like Zach got in there and caught it.
I just wrangled it.
Yeah, that's a team effort job then.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
That was fun.
Sweet. Anybody have any wild stories from the weekend?
Just
That
lost a lot
buff
of
is
fish.
probably our.
Wild story.
No nests of ticks that you jumped in that you had to scare away with poison ivy or anything like that?
We waded through the poison ivy.
Yeah, we walked through a lot of poison ivy today.
Are you guys immune to that stuff by now, or
No.
It gets worse every time. Still gonna do it.
Yeah, you're actually on your way to urgent care right now.
I'm trying to think of anything crazy. I mean, we got actually caught in some pretty nasty waves today.
Yeah. Glad we had the windshield.
Middle of the day, we just decided to go try a brand new lake for largemouth, and we're doing actually pretty good. And all of a sudden the wind kicked up, and it went from nothing to 4-foot rollers pretty quick.
That can get dangerous and sketchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean on the wind surprising you. My daughter and I took during my youngest nap time today. She wanted to go fishing, so we ran down to a lake that has muskie in it close by me, and I brought my muskie pole. We brought her little push button rod, and was thinking it's going to be a nice little calm time to go cast for 20 minutes, whatever. We got there, and the wind was blowing straight at that shoreline, and watching her trying to chuck that little bobber with the tiny little jig out there, the thing would just go out and come right back in. But Okay. She was making casts. That's all that mattered.
Yep, getting practice in.
Yeah. So.
Cool.
That must.
All right.
Oh,
well,
so I guess another thing that was kind of cool was that muskie. We didn't talk about that at all.
was that intentional or just a fluke?
Yeah.
Hey, found it? Okay.
No, it was intentional. We had fished for them for probably about an hour. Absolutely no luck. And then we started screwing around a little bit. Got a bunch of smallmouth bass and weeded through some perch. And then we finally found a good weed patch, and instantly, as soon as we got on top of it, that fish hit. So it was just trying to find the right piece of structure where they were at that time. And I mean, we were there for 30 seconds, and that fish hit. So
Absolutely.
Were you using smaller like bass tackle for that, or were you actually using a full on muskie rig? Uh-oh. Still there?
What's that?
I was
Yeah,
asking,
I mean-
were you rigged up for muskies when you were fishing for that, or were you kind of scaled it down a little bit for the bass option as well?
Yeah, a little bit more finesse. So I guess two things. I was using like medium heavy rod, 20 pound braid and a jerk bait.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
No leader. That was a shoe pack muskie, which if you know anything about that strain of muskies, they don't get very big. Kind of an interesting evolution of muskies.
So that's a different like strain, like when they talk about leech lake muskies, you're talking about a shoe pack muskie from a different wherever they're being raised. Oh, hold on a second.
Yep, there's a lake called Shoepack Lake that when it was formed, it held muskies but no pike. So over thousands of years, the pike have grown without predation in the spawn from northern pike. So they've just evolved into a smaller fish. There's no competition for them, and generally where they live, there's not a lot of food either. So a big shoepack muskie would get to about 40 inches.
Very cool.
Which is still a pretty darn big fish, but in the muskie world, that's a pat on the back. Nice job, buddy. Get a 50.
Thanks.
Sweet. All right. Well, I guess anybody else have anything interesting you want to share from the weekend, or any shout outs? We didn't get any guys from Guggen joining in here today, so.
They probably have no service.
Yeah, they haven't had service like the entire time, so that would make sense.
No, that's nothing that I can think of off the top of my head.
All right.
Oh,
right.
that canoe dolly worked great.
Oh, your custom rig.
Yeah.
Good job, Zach.
I mean, yeah, thanks. It couldn't quite handle the one portage, but everything else we were able to take it on. It was nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I guess before we head out, thanks to you guys for hosting, and thanks to all the sponsors.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. We could have.
Absolutely, guys.
We definitely wish we could have had a little bit more of the interactive feel than like we did in the years past, but I think life happens, things come up. But we were scrambling to keep you guys leaderboards updated and whatnot. But glad you guys enjoyed it, and good work this weekend.
Yep. Congrats, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks,
And
guys.
thank you very much for the help.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, guys. We will, I guess check the comments here a little bit. I can let you guys go if you're on the road, and keep your eyes on the road. So we'll chat with you
Hey,
guys
Tony,
later.
can you put that leaderboard up one more time?
Yeah, give me a second here. Try to. My
Check
screen's a little bit screwy for some reason. I don't know what happened, but I can't see it. Can you see it on your end, Travis? Like the brand tab?
No, not seeing the screen. A lot of the comments are just saying, congratulations to Mud Puddle, and those guys definitely grinded out. Everybody grinded it out.
Yeah, this
40 hours. That's a lot of fishing.
It's a lot of fishing.
That's a lot of fishing.
Here we go, Dan. One quick second. Let me share my screen.
Tony, I'm thinking next year maybe you and I host it from like Lake Superior. We'll be out on the boat or something like that.
I love that. Let's do that.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm in. We'll be catching kings or something, and just one after another. So there it is, and it looks like we need to add. There should be a green sunfish on the. Well, that was kind of the discussion we had there at the beginning. A green sunfish added to the good and sun list.
Leave it as a pumpkin.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So did you guys have the Moon Eye Gold Eye discussion again? Because I saw Dion kind of labeled his as a Gold Eye in the comments, but you guys counted as a Moon Eye. Did you ID'd it as a Moon Eye?
When was that one caught?
I'm not sure. Sometime today, I thought they caught that.
Okay. I labeled one Moon Eye, but there was a Gold Eye caught today, I believe. Let's see.
I didn't see any Gold Eye on the list, but let me double check it again here.
Maybe that was one of them. I'm not finding it so far.
Yeah, I don't see any Gold Eyes. Do you remember possibly when that was?
I just saw he put it in the chat, in that messenger chat sometime this afternoon. I think he put it in there at like 3:34, just kind of when we were doing a group update type of thing.
Yeah, it was at 3:36 in the chat, third one down.
Oh yeah, 14.25 inch.
Quarter Gold Eye. Yeah, I didn't see the picture of that one.
Yeah, that actually never went through.
I don't know if it really matters, other than they might get an extra point if they didn't have their Gold Eye. If they had both a Moon Eye and a Gold Eye that were whatever size.
Sure.
We had a Moon Eye going into. That's why I was wondering, because we lost our Moon Eye to them.
Let's see. The Moon Eye. Oh, so that Moon Eye, what was your... It would give you guys one more point with the Moon Eye, but they would still get the Gold Eye point.
Right.
So they would be at 9. You guys would be at 5. So, yeah, that one's a tough one. I think we've had that in the past. Same discussion. So, I'll have to look back through. I can get a more official scoreboard here when I have some time to dig through it. But
that one, if you can draw a direct vertical line between the dorsal fin, the start of the dorsal fin, and the anal fin, that's a Moon Eye. If it's off that a little bit, it'll be a Moon Eye.
And the shape of that anal fin too plays a big factor from what I was seeing, because the Gold Eye is a little bit rounder, where that Moon Eye has more of a kind of point to it.
Gotcha.
But
sounds good.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys, for doing what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'm gonna get to bed here.
All right. You guys deserve it.
Yep.
We'll talk to you guys later.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
All right. Well, as expected, you know, things happen, technical difficulties and all of that. But in all, no matter how many points we try to move to and fro, Mud Puddle's still the champions of event number 1 this season. So,
Yep. They still grab.
So what was that?
Yeah, they still grab the trophy to this tourney.
That's right. So, yeah, I guess one last thank you to everybody for tuning in. Congrats to Team Mud Puddle for taking home the win. I don't know, Trev, do you know when the second event was supposed to be? Was that in October sometime?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, so we'll have to get some updates out there on Facebook, and if you're interested in participating, we've got a little bit of stuff to work on technology wise and the scoreboard and updates, but we'll definitely make an effort to get a little bit more involved on event 2, similar to how we did in the past with updates per period. So we'll just see how those weekends shake out, or that weekend shakes out, and go from there. So, but
awesome.
Yeah, I got nothing else unless you do, Trav.
Nope, I got nothing else. Nope, good job, everybody, and yeah, good fishing.
Yep, I agree. And again, thanks to everybody that's tuned in. Keep your eyes out. I will try in the next week or so before the 4th to get kind of compilation of all the check-in videos and some of those release videos and photos, just so you guys got something to look at. And yeah, we'll be talking to you guys here in a couple months for event number 2, and keep your eyes on social media for updates and get signed up. You'll be doing all your registration through eTournament, unless we decide to move away from that. But as of right now, feels like we'll stick with it. So yeah, that's all we got. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
See you later.
Yeah.
Now I can't end the live. There it is.